Fleet, the dice game, is the 20th edition to the collectible Griffin Bookshelf series. The newest release in the Fleet universe, a strategic 2 to 4 player dice rolling game for the entire family. Acquire fishing boats and local businesses to navigate your way to the big catch with Fleet, the dice game. This exciting new release packs all the strategy and decisions of Fleet into an exciting and unique new package, which includes 1 deluxe rulebook, hand-illustrated double-sized score sheets, and 10 white marbled fishing dice. Support Fleet, the dice game, a strategic roll and write dice game from the creators of Fleet, designed by Matthew Riddle and Ben Pinchback, presented to you by Eagle Griffin Games.
Hi everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and welcome to my channel today. Today I am going to continue my little series on little games that we can travel with, and this one is a roll and write. Have you ever thought yourself to want to be in charge of a fishing fleet? Well, that's what this game is all about. It's called Fleet, the Dice Game. It is published by Eagle Griffin Games, and it's a wonderful little game, so I've heard. It's designed by Benjamin Punchback and Matthew D. Riddle. And today we're going to open it up, take a look at it, and probably teach you how to play. This is an ideal game to take on a cruise because, as you know, boats fit on ships. And of course, I'm going on a cruise, and this year we're going to Greece. Next year we're taking transatlantic from New York City to Southampton, and then going over to the Isle of Wight. Then going over to the Isle of Wight. So we're very excited about that. So let's take this down to the table and take a quick look at Fleet, the Dice Game. Here it is down here. This is the box. It's not a big box. You can see there's my hand. So it's probably a 6x9 box, a couple inches tall. It is for 8 and up. It is for 1 to 4 players, and it takes about 30 minutes. In Fleet, the Dice Game, you are back in beautiful Ridgeback Bay to reap its rewards. The game takes place over 10 rounds where you draft the dice to gain fishing licenses and bonuses to expand your fleet. Fleet the Dice Game packs all the strategy and decisions of Fleet into an exciting and unique new game experience. As you know, roll and writes are a very popular way of boiling down a game into a smaller framework. We have one called Istanbul, the Dice Game, which takes it similar to what we're going on here. So this is a very popular format. It's perfect for traveling if you don't want to take a big box game. So let's get this open. So let's get this puppy open and take a look what's inside. This game has been around for a bit, and I don't always feature brand new games. In fact, very rare do I actually get a really net new game. I did one recently called Hacktivity, which is coming out to Kickstarter at the end of April of 2022. Oh, we have a coupon for $5 off some Eagle Griffin games. Some great games. There you are. There's they do a lot of Vita Lasarda games. There's Kanban. Looks like there's Gangsta's Dilemma. I don't know all these games. There's Mercado de Lisboa, and I certainly own that as well. I do not own a copy of Kanban EV. That's one of Vita Lasarda's newest games. Here is the dice. Here's the rules, I should say. Very, very tiny as always. Look at that. And I said this is one of the things you get with these games where you jam-pack these rules into a tiny, tiny little fonts. But I download the PDF. So that's my only complaint about some of these games. On top we have a couple of pads. It's like Hadrian's Wall. It looks like we have 2 different types of pads here. Now what I'm going to do is actually put them in and laminate a set. And it looks like is it the same on both sides? Yep, it is. But I'm going to laminate it. We have what looks like probably a first player marker and a couple of markers for something. I don't know until we get to teaching you the game. And some very nice dice. Here we are. We have some fishing dice and captain's dice. But that's what's in the box. So I'm going to give that a quick organize. It doesn't look like it's going to take long to organize. It looks like we could put some pencils here for scoring. I use dry erase markers. And that's one of the things that I will be doing is actually laminate these. I do that for the solo play. Easy enough to usually buy more pads, but I can laminate these for now. So let's get this open. Let's get this organized. So we are back. We have actually done a quick organization, super quick. This was about 3 minutes that I went out. And the first thing I did was basically, you can see there's the rules still. There's our 2 packs. I put the first player marker in what looks like the 3 scoring tokens. I'm not quite sure what they are at this point, but we're going to explore that in a minute, and we'll explain those tokens in a minute. The dice are still in the bag, only because I put them in there and they were kind of rattled around. And these are more for pens or pencils. So, great idea. And then, of course, we have some of the cards. So we have our captain's cards. I would say the art is appropriate. If I could get these out. There we are. Let's just take a look. So we have some scoring cards. So we certainly have some scoring cards for different things to do, like what's this one? Excuse me, as you know, I have first to activate 2 different level 3 licenses. First to activate 3 different level 2. Most licenses activated by game end. So these are all different achievements, and then we have our 5 different captain's cards. So you can be Captain Lily, starts with 3 swordfish checks. And Captain Emma starts with 3 oyster checks. Captain Ty and Captain Francisco. And that is all that's in the box. It's as simple as that. Like most roll and writes, you roll your dice and then everybody plays off those dice and does different things. The one thing I did do, as you can see, what I did, I'll bring that over, is I laminated, I'll just take my glasses back, thank you. I've laminated the pretty close. I tried to get it, actually it's this side that actually goes to get, no, it's this side. You can see the wave line here, pretty close, a little off. But I have laminated this, so that way I have replayability on terms of solo play. If I'm going to play with people, I'll just pull out these because you can do both front and back. But this is all laminated now, and I do this now when I do for roll and writes all by myself. I just do it and make it dry erase, and that's all I do. Anyway, without further ado, that is all I'm going to talk about it. We're going to set this up very, very quickly and get this ready to play. So, hi everybody, we are down at the table for Fleet the Dice game. There are the rules right here. We are playing the solo mode, and we are all set up to go. I am going to start with the first player. This is the captain. The captain is an automa that is going to move along clockwise. This is the fishing boats. This is the harbor. This is the market. We're going to roll our dice. Each turn we're going to roll 3 of the fishing dice, and then we're going to roll 2 harbor dice and 1 fishing dice, and we're each going to take a dice based on our priorities. Of course, the priority of the automa is based on where these little cubes are, and then they're going to strike off stuff, so they're going to take away, and I'm going to add. So one of the first things we do is we're going to roll a single dice, and then we're going to mark one of these boats. And the other thing is, of course, when we're playing a solo game, is that we only play 8 rounds. So we'll roll a dice first. We're going to roll. So we're going to roll a dice, and we're going to just roll it off to the side. We're going to roll a dice, and we can see we've rolled an oyster. So what's going to happen is I'm going to check off the first 3 boxes of oyster, and then I get a license, and I get a boat, and it says oyster boats catch 2 fish or a fish and a gold. Now we're going to roll on our first turn. This is round 1. And this is the boat phase. So you can see we have two swordfish and a lobster. So I think what we're going to do, lobsters are pretty good, +2 on the income phase if we can get to the second license. So I'm going to take the lobster. And I'm going to check off a lobster. That leaves the captain to take the bottom 2 off, so we're going to strike those off. And then we're going to share, so she's going to take another one, and I'm going to take that there. And the idea, of course, is to get as many victory points as we can. We are now into the income phase. Unfortunately, I only have 1 income at the moment. So I'm only going to get 1 coin. Not very good. We're going to try the stars in different spaces to give us free actions. Now we're going to roll for the harbor. We have a lobster, a market, a harbor action. Well, the harbor action I don't want to take too quickly. I might take a market. The market, I don't have any fish to sell yet, so that's not useful. So I can do a wharf action. And I'm probably want to go to Ridgeback Canning. And get 10 victory points right here. But this could give me more. So I'm going to take the Ridgeback Canning Company. Or should I take the lobster? Because the lobster license gives me +1. So I'm actually going to recruit the lobster license. So that is going to give me a license, which gives me +1 income, which is great. And then based on the order, we are going to take a harbor action. But we don't have a harbor, so we're going to take a market action. So the order of action is that the captain is going to go with the wharf first. Market is always last. So she's going to strike off the 2, 1, 2. And unfortunately, that market action I can't use. Actually, I can. 0 to 4 fish. I'm going to get 2 coins, my first star. And I'd like to get a lobster boat, probably. Oh, after fishing, I get another star. So actually, I might just go after another license. But it's always good to get a boat in the water. So let's get a boat. And so we're going to get a lobster boat. There we are. That's our second boat. And that is we've done our town action. That is the end of the first turn. We're going to go over to here. We're going to move. We're going to move. We're going to move. We're going to roll our 3 fish dice. So we're going to roll our dice. So we are going to take a captain, and the captain's priority would be cod, but so they're going to take the lobster, and they're going to cross off the bottom 2. 1, 2. It's my turn. Well, and we're in the second round, and the boat phase. I can take an oyster. Well, we're going to share in that anyway. So I'm going to take the coin. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, which gives me a free action or a star action. And I am going to grab a oyster, because I'll show you why I'm going to grab an oyster. Because now we're going to share an oyster, or the third, so that we're going to cross off the bottom one, but I'm going to cross off a boat, which is going to give me another license. Then we have the income phase, which is good because I have a first lobster, so I'm going to get 2. 1, 2. That is our income phase. Now we're into the fishing phase. Now during the fishing phase, the only thing that we're going to do is fill up our boat. So I have 3 boats. And so I'm going to fill out the first fishing spot here. Now in a boat here, I can catch 2 fish. So I can have 2 fish, or I can get a fish and an income. A fish, oh, and I'm close to another star. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take 1 fish and a star, which allows me to take one other thing. So I think what I'm going to do, now star is after fishing, so we have to wait a moment. And then what we're going to do is come here, and I think we'll take 2 fish on this boat. And then we're going to use our star. And I'm going to come across here, and actually I am going to throw in a could do a research vessel. I think I want to start here and try to get a king crab in. There we go. Now we are going to take our, so we did our fishing. Now we're going to do our town action. The wharf is always the priority, so we're going to take strike 2 off of here. I think I will do the wharf as well, so I'm going to take this other wharf dice, and what I'm going to do is go after the king crab, and then we're going to share the swordfish, which is going to give me a license. And that says, the first license says, after fishing I get a star. That's a pretty good one to get early. So we're going to be able to take advantage of that at least a couple more times during the game. You can see how fast this game goes. Of course, everything's going to move clockwise. We are going to roll our 3 fish dice. Ah! Let's see what I'm going to get to pick first. We have 2 coins and a codfish. Well, we're going to share in the cod. Or she's going to grab that cod, actually. So I have a choice. Again, grab the cod. Then she's going to grab that coin. And then we're going to share in a coin. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to take 3 coin. Probably not the best move on our part, but 1, 2, 3 does give us a star, which allows us to take a boat, and we'll get a swordfish boat into the market, giving us an extra boat. That leaves the extra coin that we will share. So we're going to strike off the bottommost of where her token is, which is right here. And I'm going to get a coin as well. Not exactly great, but you know, it does move us closer. And then we go into our town phase. And that was our beginning of our 3rd turn. So it's our income phase. I'm going to get 2 income, which gives me a star, which gives me a I want to go for the Ridgeback Canning Company. Though another boat would be really good. Let's work towards the king crab boat. There we are. Okay. So our income tone. Now it's our town dice. Whoops. It's our town dice. So she's always the wharf, the market, and then lastly the fish. So she's going to take a wharf action. So basically she's going to take out the salvage yard. Now I can sell fish, or we're going to share the lobster, which isn't a bad thing. So if I take the market action, I have 1, 2, 4 fish. It gives me 2. Might as well take the market action, which will give me 2 gold. Gets me closer to the next star. Both of us are going to take a lobster action. Just like that. That is the end of the third turn. The captain's going to go first. We're going to roll our 3 fish dice. Oh, we got to move our priorities. There's our priorities. The captain's priority is going to be swordfish, in which case she's going to take the oyster dice and cross off the bottom 2 oyster. Whew. Well, I'm going to take the lobster boat, the lobster, and I can either launch a boat, which I think is what I'm going to do, or take another license. But I think we're just going to launch a boat. We're going to strike off this, and I'm going to get another star over here, which I think is going to give us this final. We're close to the king crab. Ooh, that's exciting. Okay. So we shared that action. So that was our boat phase. Income phase, I'm going to get 2. 1, 2. We go fishing. So I've got a fish here, fish there, a fish there, a fish there. Should I take a fish and a... yeah, I'm going to take a fish and a coin. I'm going to take another fish and a coin, which gives me another star, which gives me a license. And I'm going to get 1 victory per 6 fish. There we are. And then we are into our town dice. Let's just move along here. Whoops, let's move. Let's roll our dice. Always the wharf action would be first. There's the market action. And then we have some shrimpies. Her priority, of course, is the wharf. She's going to knock out the bait shop. Is gone. So that is stricken out. Leaves me a shrimp. So we're going to share the shrimp. So I might as well go to the market. How many fish do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fish, which is going to give us 3 coins. 1, 2, and 3 coins. And then we're going to share shrimp. Just like that. You can see we are on the 5th turn already. And we're going to go on to the fishy phase. So we're going to roll our fish. Everything gets bumped. 1, yeah. It comes back over to me. I'm going to get to choose first. She's going to strike off 2. If I want a boat here, do I have a free action coming up in the income phase? I do. We've got 2. So I wonder if we should, if I take the oyster, that might give me another oyster boat. I could take the swordfish. That's a check mark, not a cross off. I could take the swordfish or the coin. I think what I'll do is I'm going to take the oyster. So I'm going to take the oyster. That's going to give me this one step closer. She's going to take the swordfish, so she's going to strike off 1, 2. We're going to share the there, so we're going to lose this boat here, and I'm going to get another star, which is going to allow me to take another boat. So in this case, we actually have 3 boats now. Those shrimp boats would be really, really nice, and a swordfish boat's good. After fishing, I'm going to be able to get a star. Oh, I didn't do that last turn. Yes, I should have gotten a star and a coin. So actually 1 coin ahead. And we could have had, no, sorry, not 1 coin ahead, sorry. Sorry, it's just a star. So I could have taken a star somewhere. So we're going to take a shrimp license. And then we'll take our first license, and that allows us to use basically the shrimp for any die. Phew, okay. So that is our boat phase. Next is the income phase, which we already took. Basically, I've already taken 1, so we'll take the second one. We are now on to the town phase. So we're going to roll 3 dice. As always, so we're going to have a harbor action. So we're going to take away from the bottom, one of the Inuit boats. There we are. So I can either take a cod action, or I can take a harbor action. Well, I think before this totally goes away, I'm going to take this boat here, take the Inuit action, and then we're going to share the cod action. And that is the end of the 5th turn. We are now at the top of the 6th turn. The captain is going to go first. I just watched a video and somebody called her Captain Ruth. They just say captain in the book. We're going to roll our dice. We're going to move everything, of course. And the priority here is the shrimp. So she's going to take off 2 shrimp. 1, 2. I can either take 3 coin or a cod. Well, I might as well take a cod, which gives me a license, and every time I launch a boat, I get an extra coin. We're going to share in the coins, which means we're going to lose that, and I get 1 coin, and that is the end of the turn. And now we're into our income phase. I get 1 for my lobster boats, plus 1. And then, so I only get 2 income. I don't have any full boats, or else... did I take that? No, I didn't take any here. No. So I don't have anything here, so I'm only going to get 2, eh? But I do get a star. I could try to get 10 victory points here. That might be a bit tough, though. That doesn't make any difference now. So here we are. I'm going to go over to the cod and get a boat. And that's the end of the fishing, that round there. Now we're going to go to the town phase, or fish phase, I should say, because this is the 6th turn. So I'm going to get a fish here, a fish here, a fish here. After fishing, I get a star, so I can go there. So I will get at least 1 star. I think I'll take 2 fish. And a fish and an income, a fish and a coin. And I get 1 more star. What do I want to do for my star action? Could try to get... Oh, I get a shrimp boat. Let's get a shrimp boat. Here's my star action. I will take a shrimp boat. And we will now, that is it. We've done our fishing. Now it's the townie. We have 2, so we're going to mark off the 2 here. So the smokehouse is done. I don't know if we're going to fill any boats here. Well, I think maybe what I'll do is just take off the 2 victory points here. And then we're going to share a cod. So that's going to take that off. That's going to give us that. That is the end of the turn for the town. We are on the 7th turn. It comes back to me. We will roll our 3 dice as always. We have 2 shrimp and a lobster. Okay, we're going to move everything along here. I could turn the shrimp into any die if I want. It might be advantageous to take the shrimp and make it a cod. I'm going to launch a boat, which is going to give me a coin. He's going to take off the bottom 2, and then we're going to share the lobster. Just like that. Interestingly enough, we might be able to launch a boat. I don't know. So we'll take that. As the 7th turn, we have our income. I still only have 2 income. So we're going to get a star anyway. So I might as well take the boat. So that gives us another lobster boat. So, and then I launched a boat, which gives me another coin. And that's about it. We are into the town phase now. That is always the last. No, it's always wharf. So it's my turn now. I could do a wharf action. I could try to get an extra fishing in if I can. So I could try to take a harbor action. Okay, so I'm going to try to take a harbor action. What's going to give me the best? If I can get a harbor action with some fish, we might be able to do something. So let's take the harbor action and see if we could do this and get our captain's crew here. He'll take a market action, which basically wipes out 2 of those, making that impossible for me to do. We're going to share an oyster. Since it's my first turn, that goes off. They'll take the next priority, which comes across over to here. And that is it for the turn. We have the last turn, turn 8. This is a boat turn. Of course, the captain's going to go first. Everything moves along. The captain is going to take a lobster action, which means we're going to take the next actions over, which basically takes away anything here. I could take there's nothing to take for a lobster action, really, because I can't fill out anything here. So I'm going to take the 3 coin. 1, 2, 3, which gives me a star action. So I'm going to do this, which is going to allow me to take my own private fishing license. And so we're going to go fishing. So we're going to go fish here, fish here, fish here, fish here. I'm going to fill this up. Okay, I'm going to take 2 here and 2 here, and I'm going to take 1 there, and that leaves the oyster boat, which basically allows me to, there's nothing I can do here, but I can't use it for anything else. So I guess he'll come across here and do that based on their priority. And then we are now into, we're into the income phase. So I want to mark off 2 boxes. Then we're into the fishing phase. So I've completed 1 ship. There's another ship. There's another ship. There is another ship. There's another ship. I'm full here because I didn't take another license, so I'll take that and a coin. Come down here. I can get another star, so if I take that and a coin, I can get 2 victory points here. And of course I can take a fish there. That is the end of this turn. We are now into the final town phase. Based on what they're going to do is he's going to do a wharf action, which basically takes out the research. The best I can do is a market action. So I have how many fish? I have, oh, and I have a shrimp boat too. Here we are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 20, 29 fish. Gives me 5 coin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives me another checkbox here. So I'm thinking might as well take the 3rd victory point here. And then we have the lone lobster. Not much we can do with a lobster. Pretty much would wrap around there. So one for clarification, if I can't use that, I can take a coin. There we are. I did that once before. I couldn't take it, but there's nothing there that I can fix. That is the end of the turn. That is the end of the game, actually. Just put that there. That is the end of the game. We're just going to score it up. Fish 1 victory points each. Well, we just counted them. We know we have 29. We know we have, let me just count these. We'll take these off. The automa captain does not count, so we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Looks like we have 11. Oh, and I forgot. No, 11. Yeah, I never did get a book here. So I have 11 in boats. Licenses. So for licenses, I didn't reach any 3rd level licenses, so I'm only going to get for the king crab licenses 1 for every 6. We know we have 29, so we are going to get 4 points for licenses. For buildings, we have 2, 4, 6. Any bonuses that we might have, and I don't think I have actually any bonuses. So I would have gotten 5 for the king crab plus the 4 for that, so we'll just put the 5 here. So you have 29, 40, 50, 55 points. If we look at the back here, end game scoring, 55 points, just takes me to deckhand. That is Dice Fleet, the game. Let's take a look, have some final thoughts. So, going on a cruise, going on vacation, whatever you like. Fleet, the dice game, would fit in a pack. The box is small. It is a great little game. You can play any number of people, really, up to 4 people, I believe. You just add more dice. It is a dice drafting, roll and write game, and it has a nice, easy solo mode, which is pits you basically against a captain that's just going to take things away from you so that you can't do something. So this is a 5-5-5 game. Of course, I define a 5-5 game as a game that takes 5 minutes to set up, a game that takes 5 minutes to learn, and 5 minutes to tear down. In fact, this case, it'd be a 1-1-1. This is a filler game. You can play it in a bar. You can play it in your room. You could probably even play it on an airplane, actually. You just have to be careful that you don't lose the little bits on the on the floor. But it's a compelling little game, very, very easy. A good solid roll and write. Definitely 2 thumbs up in my book. There's not much I can say about it. The components are good. It doesn't have a lot of components. I mean, it's got a couple of pads to use. It's got some wooden things to track the automat captain, and it's got a number of dice and a first player token which would float around. That's it. So if you're going out on a cruise, this is a game that you could take. If you were sitting at a bar, maybe on the beach, watching the cruise ship, as we might do when we're in one of the many of the Greek islands that we might visit, and we're just going to sit around and have a drink, we could pull this out. It's going to be a very exciting time out on the Mediterranean, and I'm looking forward to that with my wife, my sister-in-law, and my stepdaughter. And we shall see you if you're going on the Jade on the back-to-backs. We start on May 8th, I believe, and we're on back-to-backs until the 21st, I think, or something like that. Whatever that is. So it's going to be a very exciting time for us. I want to thank you for watching. Like always, if you like what you see, please hit the like button. Click. That would be greatly appreciated. The more likes I get, of course, the algorithms come in, puts me up, and people might actually see me on YouTube. Certainly, I appreciate if you go over and hit the subscribe button, mash that button, just to show me your appreciation that I took my time out at 5:32 in the morning before my coffee to tape this so that you could understand and take a game on a cruise if you don't like the Monopoly, Scrabbles, backgammons, and 15 copies of Trivial Pursuit. So this game is not particularly expensive. I think it was $30 to $40 anyway. So I will put that down in the comments when I talk to the comments. So with that being said, you can see I just yawned. I told you my dogs get me up at 4:30 in the freaking morning. Anybody want 3 huskies? Because I'll give them to you. Just PM me below. No, not really. I do have a foster, so actually I only have 2 huskies and 1 foster. Foster is named Frankie. He is up for adoption here in Yellowknife. We will send dogs south to Alberta and BC, so if you're really interested, adopt-foster at nwtspca.com, I believe it is, or .ca. If it bounces back on .com, change it to .ca. And talk to Dana and let her know that you have an interest in one of our many northern specials. We have a full shelter at the moment. We are not taking any dogs. But that is it for now. I will talk to you all later. We are going to be looking at another small game box. I just got an expansion for Ruins Death Binder. I think that's what it's called. If not, we'll figure that one out. And we will talk to you next time on North of 60 Gaming.